Hey, shalom, shalom, Akim. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to our powers. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rucha HaKodesh. Hey, give it double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have told us the truth that are constantly well through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Shai. Hey, peace, mercy, and blessings to the beloved Akim that are out there pushing this word wholeheartedly in truth and in sincerity, that are not wavering to the left nor to the right, but constantly stand on that straight and narrow, fighting for your crowns in these last days that we are truly living in. Even shalom to the few sisters that are guaps that are out there, and even shalom to the Israelite foreigners, those that may look like the other nation, but their seed line is going back to our forefathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm the brother Iraq, coming back with another lesson to the Lord willing, edifying, feed the lamb to the Lord, which Lord willing lesson is edifying, concise, and straight to the point, which I'm not going to make this lesson too long, but just kind of hit a couple points, all right, concerning the times that we are in, all right, just as we've been speaking of before, all right, for years now, that we were going to enter into the time of Jacob's trouble, man, all right, and these are the type of times that we are in where, Esau is definitely coming with that Orwellian type of society, which they take that whole concept from George Orwell, which is pretty much dealing with a totalitarian type of dystopian world that Esau envisions, and these are part of the constructs that Esau goes to the extent to create in order to accomplish what they're headed towards is their new world order, a lot of these situations and events are definitely real and are definitely orchestrated by the left-hand side, but whom does it ultimately come from? It comes from Yahweh Bashim Shai, all right? And I want to start with Psalm 64:6 says, as they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised a perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning, okay? So these Edomites go to the extent to fund both sides, because, you got people that saying, yeah, let's go and participate and protect our people. I'm talking about Northern Kingdom, whereas they don't have a clue that you're also part of the plan, all right? And people that don't want to get involved, they get enticed by those that are, set up as plants, or what's the word for it? The word that I'm looking for is I can't even think of the word right now, but pretty much they set individuals up for them to cause confusion, destruction. You know what I'm saying? They destroy things, break into buildings, destroy cars, alright, because they're agent provocateurs. That's the word I was looking for. Agent provocateurs, right? To entice or excite the people, just as well as Esau's bringing the pressure down from above. So both sides are funded, both sides are accounted for, all right, and this is why we got to be mindful of just like what the scriptures say. All right, we are not ignorant to Satan's devices. All right, we are not ignorant to Satan's devices. Okay, I want to grab that real fast. 2 Corinthians 2:11, which we always go into. All right, but I want to bring it out for a particular reason. 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. All right, which is his evil schemes. We're not ignorant of these things, whether they be a big matter or a small matter. But you got Israelites that call themselves in the truth that are ignorant of these things. All right, not knowing the type of times that we are in and how deadly serious it is. All right, this is not the spirit to be in. Let's check this out right here. All right. You expect this from people of the world to go out there and, wave flags and so-called stand together, black, brown pride, and you know, you fighting for a cause. Alright, that's not the cause that we fighting for. Alright, that's all in vain. That's vanity. Alright, that's how you gonna get put down by the devil. Alright, because that's not being in the spirit of Yahweh Bashma Bashai. Alright, so you see the comments. You know, let's read some of these comments. Hold on, give me a second. Let me press play. Black and brown pride. You know, we stand strong together. I'm not sure what, you know, group this is. All right, it's one of those groups out there that is definitely not applying wisdom, being wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. All right, but now let's play this. And, you know, and I got this information from the beloved Apostle Gabar. All right, which, you know, he was going into a lesson with G. Edward Griffin, the capitalist conspiracy and inside view of the international banking, which I encourage brothers to actually check this out and watch it. You know, there's a lot of great information in here, all right, that you should get for yourself. All right, but let's get to the point where it shows how Esau controls the minds of the people, and you don't know that you don't even realize that you're the one being controlled. All right, when you're out there participating in these type of events, you're part of that controlling that Esau's manipulating. Let me see. I know it's like 16 something. Let's start right there.
Controversial aspects of John Ruskin's dream, but very few are familiar with the fact that in 1891, Cecil Rhodes established a secret society.
Give me a second. There we go.
Communications.
I'm gonna start at 2022.
Will think, and yes, mind is like a tremendous. Ford Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Carnegie Endowment Fund. They include Presidents Hoover, Eisenhower, Johnson, and Nixon, Secretaries of State Stettinius, Atchison, Dulles, Herter, and Rusk, a fantastic percentage of the President's cabinet, undersecretaries, the Federal Reserve Board, ambassadors to other countries, Supreme Court justices, and presidential advisors. The average American has never heard of the CFR. Yet it is the unseen government of the United States. It's a sobering fact that the hidden power structure of international finance has exerted tremendous influence over public opinion in this country through its virtual control of higher education and major segments of mass communications. The human mind is like a computer. No matter how efficient it may be, its reliability is only as great as the information fed into it. If it is possible to control the input of the human mind, then no matter how intelligent a person may be, it's entirely possible to program what he will think. And yes, it's even possible to program people to laugh at the mere mention of the word conspiracy. Such programming, of course, can work in both directions.
Alright, so you see Esau can, you know, input information by constantly feeding you what goes on in, you know, certain news outlets, information that is being pushed online, social media platforms, alright, which can deter your process of your way of thinking, you know. Alright, and that's why we're not supposed to, you know, be out here getting involved in these type of situations. Alright, you know, you let the, as the scriptures say, you let the blind, you let the dead bury the dead, so to speak. Alright, you know, a lot of this judgment that's taking place is for the wicked of our people, 2/3. Alright, them being separated from the families, kids being, you know, hauled off. Alright, taken from their mother, their father, kidnapped. Alright, people being taken to concentration camps or locations that they never gonna come out of. You know, that's all judgment from Yahweh Bashma Bashai. Alright, just like the Lord said that he was gonna bring down the sword, which is Esau Edom. Alright, we go into Revelations 12 and 12. Alright, all the time. Esau knoweth that he had but a short time, so he gonna come down and have attempts with great wrath. All right, and now the people are starting to wake up to who the devil is. All right, Isaiah 60:2 it says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall rise upon thee, and in his glory shall be seen upon thee." All right, so right, these people are in gross darkness. They blinded, but we are not blinded. All right, just like Paul said. All right, he said, "There's no need that I write unto you, brethren. All right, for you perfectly know that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." All right, 1 Thessalonians 5:1. "But at the times and in the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you." Right, so we apply the scriptures, we move circumspectly, we move wisely, knowing that these type of situations are occurring. We don't go get involved into them, because it's not applying wisdom. You're supposed to hide yourself from these type of evils, okay, and report on them. All right, that's all as a prophet's supposed to do. Just like we've been warning of these things, but what is Jake spirit they come in? Unbelief. All right, but just like the scriptures say, shall their unbelief make the faith and effective Yahweh Shema Shai void? All right, no. All right, Yahweh forbid. Let everybody else be a liar, but let the Most High be true. All right, so these people are being found out to be foolish and being put to shame, and now they crying. All right, so Yahweh Shema Shai is making mockery of them. He's laughing at them in the time of their calamities. We're talking about the northern kingdom, which is getting ready to happen to the southern kingdom as well. All right, starting with northern kingdom, going to end terribly bad with the southern kingdom. All right, a time of tribulation like never before seen. We're close. All right, so it says, for yourself know perfectly the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right, see, they're not going to escape. Okay, and whether this died down or not, this is all part of the plan. All right, false flag events, scenarios. Okay, prepare yourself. All right, for worse situations to come, for them to lock this bitch down. All right, so more troops could come out into the streets, and whatever else they got planned. This is what we want. Bring it. You know what I'm saying? All right, keep the excitement going. Keep the people turning up. This is all part of prophecy. All right, insurrection of the people turning against the government. All right, it's all part of prophecy. So it says, "But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that the day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of the light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober." You see, so that's what we're supposed to be, in a sobering type of spirit. All right, this should be sobering. Like, oh shit is getting real out there, but shit been real. So let me go back to the video, but I'm gonna jump up to about right here. Pressure from above and pressure from below, what it means.
Revolutionary literature, then world government, to a people like ours, historically devoted to an independent republic of limited powers. The answer is simple. In revolutionary literature, the tactic is known as pressure from above and below. It's the strategy that Colonel House laid down in his book, Philip Drew, Administrator. Deliberately create problems, and then offer only those solutions that result in the expansion of government. Create conditions so frightful at home and abroad that the abandonment of personal liberties and national sovereignty will appear as a reasonable price for a return to domestic tranquility and world peace.
You see, and Esau's going to...
If those who seek world dominion can stimulate if those can be programmed to accept a vast expansion of...
See, Esau's going to break the people. All right, this is all part of Esau breaking the people for them to what? Beg for things to go back into normalcy. All right, which all this can definitely lead towards the new system change, where they're going to implement the mark of the beast. Just like Trump said, we need to track and trace everybody that has came in and everybody that's going out. All right, and if you want to be a part of this American society, you must be tagged. Okay, and they're spending billions of dollars on what? AI, technology and things of that nature. All right, so we're close. We're close to the end. We're in the end times, you know? All right, so let's watch some more.
Government powers, and even a national police force, offered supposedly to end the violence. If those who seek world dominion can raise the specter of an enemy armed to the teeth with superior atomic weapons on the verge of launching a nuclear holocaust, and also offer world government as the prevention, then millions of Americans can be programmed to accept the loss of national sovereignty as our last best hope for peace. This is the meaning of pressure from above and below. To put over police state measures at home, they need chaos, crime, and anarchy in the streets. To sell the idea of world government, they need the constant threat of nuclear war.
Yeah, they gotta sell it to you, all right? And they're doing a great job right now, especially using the Northern Kingdom as a catalyst, all right, for the next phase of their plan, you know? Let me grab this real fast.
This is where Donald Trump...
Yep, this is what I want. That's the spirit. This is what I want to grab right here. Because, look, you know, a lot of these individuals, when you watch these videos, a lot of them are paid actors, you know, set up as agent provocateurs to arouse the people.
Immigration policies have ended up almost 5 months into his presidency. Pandemonium and lawlessness on the streets of one of America's biggest cities. The Mexican flag is flying and anger directed at ICE, the Immigrations and Customs Enforcement Agency, after a series of raids. The protests are now in their 3rd day, initially sparked by raids on workplaces across LA, a search to round up illegal immigrants. President Trump said he deployed the National Guard because the demonstrations here were out of control, but the protests had been mainly peaceful before. And now this. Projectiles are being thrown at the police officers, and in turn, they're deploying rubber bullets and tear gas. The California Governor Gavin Newsom says that this chaos is exactly what President Trump wants. Newsom argued the president had breached state sovereignty by ordering the National Guard here against his...
And see, you gotta have real life events take place, scenarios where people die, get arrested, hauled off, all right, for it to be convincing, for it to be real, you know? That's part of the process of convincing the people, you know? All right, so these are real life events, but a lot of it is orchestrated and staged. You know, a lot of these are actors caught up in the mix, you know, good camera footage, all right? And they're programming you in order for you to think a certain way and move a certain way, all right? So it said his heart is deep. His schemes are very cunning.
Wishes. Trump described LA as an invaded and occupied city. Politicians on both sides of the aisle condemning the violence. This woman, one of a number arrested. Why are you here today?
Because a lot of my people are...
I ain't gonna lie, that she smacked the shit out of her. Goddamn. God damn. I don't know if y'all see that, but goddamn.
Arrested. Why are you here today?
Because a lot of my people are getting taken away. We've lived here all...
Politicians on both sides of the aisle condemning the violence. This woman, one of a number arrested. Why are you here today?
Because a lot of...
Let me go. So you're destroying the self-driving Waymo cars, those autonomous cars in LA, you know, so it's a lot going on in LA. That's what they showing you, all right? All right, bring the chaos. It's all part of the plan.
Today, I am here to announce that I will be banning the production of all Teslas in the United States of America, effective immediately. As everyone knows, Elon stabbed me in the back a couple of days ago and went crazy on his platform, X, lying about my involvement in the Epstein files. So I can't have that snake Elon making money in this country while I'm the president. Nobody likes Teslas anyways, unless you're a nerd. They catch fire and break down easily. So it's definitely not the best electric car out there. And yes, I bought a Tesla a few months ago to show my support for Elon. but I have never driven it. That was just so he can back me in the election, and it worked. Now I'm going to list that shitty Tesla for sale if anyone wants it. I'll let it go for $69. That's the real value of these junk cars. And more importantly, that snake will now go bankrupt.
I don't know if that was AI, but yeah, you see his division and chaos, psyops, all type of shit is happening. All praise to Yahweh Shema Shai. Alright, but we're definitely at the end. You know, I'm gonna keep quoting these scriptures, alright, because they're just relevant to this time. This is Luke chapter 21. We'll get straight to the point. Verse 34. It says, "And take heed to yourself, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unaware. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." Alright, so these things are happening fast, you know. Alright, and this is all being done through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shema B'Shai, alright, to push forward these last remaining few prophecies, which is the mark of the beast and then what? World War III, alright? So we're going to have civil war. We're going to have war in the streets. We're going to have race riots, okay? Alright, we're going to have a lot that's going to take place. Everything that is happening, alright, the lockdown, the implementation of the mark of the beast, alright, the agitation of these other nations, alright, shit getting heated in the Middle East. This is all leading to Yahweh Shai's return, you know? So let's watch a little bit more. I'm going to close it out. Watch a little bit more of this video right here. Close out.
Or, as they say in revolutionary circles, the real action is in the reaction. In 1968, Random House Incorporated published this book by James Coonan, The Strawberry Statement, Notes of a College Revolutionary. Coonan carries the usual New Left credentials.
Well, that was it. The real reaction. All right, how does he say it? Let me go back.
To sell the idea of world government, they need the constant threat of nuclear war. Or, as they say in revolutionary circles, the real action is in the reaction.
Okay, the real action is in the reaction. You know, so that's what they're getting right now, the reaction. All right, so let's grab a couple more precepts, you know. All right, let's go to 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. All right, I'm sorry, chapter 15. And let's go to verse 10. It says, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." All right, so all these things that are happening, events that happen, because what? The Lord's Spirit is moving upon this place. All right, people's minds are being stirred up. Everybody's turning against one another. The love of many are waxing cold. Plagues of old are coming back. New plagues are popping up. All right, taking people's lives. Okay, we're in the end. All right, these are the tokens. These are the signs that Yahweh Shema Shai should look for. All right, and majority of our people ain't gonna make it. That's why they're that flock that's being led to the slaughter right now. They don't realize it. There's people that I've even talked to that you know want to go out there and support. All right, and it's to their own demise. Okay, they're not in the right spirit. You know. All right, so let's keep reading. It says, "Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it." It says, "They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting, and hail with a fearful consolation. Woe to the world, and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." So eventually this is all going to turn into a bloodbath, where it ain't going to be rubber bullets. It ain't going to be people standing in the middle of the road with barricades and they hiding because of tear gas. And nah, this is going to be real life people dying. You know, real bullets flying, people really getting set on fire. All right, heads popped off. All right, limbs detached, body parts all over the place. It's going to be a real war zone, all right, out in these streets. All right, these are the events that are leading up to the time, as we keep mentioning about, the time of Jacob's trouble. All right, let's grab that real fast, and I'm gonna end it right there. All right, because it's close. All right, it's close. We're definitely close. These are our prelude. This is why, hey, we gotta draw closer as us believers. We gotta draw closer to Yahweh B'Shem Shai. All right, and keep them prayers up. All right, praying that the Lord hides us from the wicked, which is His sword. Even in the Northern Kingdom, brothers. All right, Jeremiah 30:7, it says, "Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it." All right, so brothers got to be on high alert, sharp. Pay attention to your surroundings. Okay, because of the type of times that we are in, especially Northern Kingdom brothers, since you know what's going on. All right, take them back roads, take the long way. All right, stay out of Dodge. Okay, all right, keep your head on the swivel, so to speak, paying attention. Even though Yahweh B'Shem Shai got us, hey, the scriptures say knowledge and wisdom should be the stability of our time. All right, and the book of Proverbs speaks about how the prudent man foreseeth the evil and he hideth himself. All right, so we're those prudent men. We got to apply the scriptures. All right, so that's pretty much it, Akim. Hey, be mindful. Don't be like these other Israelite groups out there that don't really know what the hell is going on. So with that, giving all praise, glory, and honor to our powers, Yahweh B'Shem Abishai, B'Shem Kakadash, Brakateh Yahweh, Brakateh Yahweh Shai, Brakateh Yahweh, and Brakateh Yahweh Shai. Call Yahweh Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai B'Shem, Rucha Kudash, Shalom Akim, Shalom.